for dinner. So, the first thing we want to make is whatever's going to take the longest. My oven is preheating to 350. So the first thing we're going to make is going to be the rice pudding, because it's going to go in the oven for 15 minutes. So while it's in the oven, we're going to be making our sweet potato hash browns, and then finally our French toast egg sandwich. So, why don't we get started? Let me show you how to do the rice pudding. First of all, you see, right here I have rice, okay? Plain white rice. If you don't know how to make it, if you don't know how to make plain white rice, you fill a pan like this. Okay, you put just rice to cover the bottom. You put water, you measure it, let it go up to your first knuckle above the rice. The first knuckle above the rice. You heat it, put it on, you boil it for 20 minutes. You turn it off and you let that rice soak up all the water, and this is what you get right here. So for this, now with this, we've got to do something different. All right? So let me move you over here so you can see what we're going to do next. There you go. Can you see me? Yes, you can. All right. What we're going to do next. All right. I know you're not seeing everything, but hopefully you'll see this. All right. What we're going to do next is we're going to boil the rice. We're going to cook it a little bit with some milk. Okay? We don't need a lot of rice because why, guys? Why don't I need a lot of rice? Anybody? Anybody? Because there's only two of us. That's right. All right. So let's get a spoon. I'm going to use a wooden one in this case. All right. Now, look at this. A little bit for her, a little bit for me, and a little bit because I eat more than her. All right, so there we go. A little bit of rice. You can see I still have plenty of rice left over. I'm not going to use that for anything right now. Let's turn this on. Woo, there you go. We got the heat going. Now, what we're going to do is pour a little bit of milk in here. Okay? We're going to pour just a little bit of milk. And we're going to heat the rice through with the milk. While I'm doing that, while the rice is heating through, this is my griddle. The griddle I'm going to use to make the bacon, to make the eggs, to make the French toast, and to make the hash browns, probably. If not, I'll use this. So I'm going to turn this on so it gets nice and hot. Now, whoa, okay. There you go. They're both on? No, not the back one. Well, that back one doesn't... Oh, there it goes. It's on now. Whew! I didn't think it was going to light for me. All right, so we've got this going on. This is heating up. This is just milk and rice. Now, yes, you can start sweetening it a little bit if you'd like. That's fine. If you think it doesn't have enough milk, okay, if you think it doesn't have enough milk and you want a little bit more, that's fine. Putting it in the oven is going to cook the rest of the milk through. So that's why we haven't done that. But what are we going to sweeten it with, guys? Well, there's a couple of things to sweeten it with. Okay? You can obviously use regular sugar. One of the better things to start with, though, is a little bit of vanilla. A little bit of vanilla, guys. Okay? So go ahead and drop it in while it's here. That's fine. Okay? To your taste. If you don't like vanilla, don't use it. Okay, I happen to like vanilla, and I'm going to use it again in a little while for the French toast anyway. So, that's not a big deal. I wonder, am I recording? Did I hit record? It's hard to tell. Okay. Hey guys, I didn't hit record on the other thing, so, okay, we can hear. Wow, but I hopefully this is still going. Okay, over here guys, this is rice, milk, and vanilla. We're heating up the rice. This is going to be our rice pudding. We just need to heat it through, get the milk evaporated into there, get the vanilla in there. Now, we're going to move it. So, while this is heating up, this is our griddle is heating up, and our oven is trying to get to 350. So, while this stuff is heating up, and this is ready to go, let's go over here to the work area. Let's go back to my work area so I can show you what else to do with this. Okay? Look at that. Work area. Now, I'm going to take you guys are going to be a flying camera, and you guys are going to be in my work area from over here. How's that? All right. Cameras across from each other. We need an oven-safe dish. Okay? Oven-safe dish. You can make it as big as you want or as small as you want. Why are we making it small, guys? Why are we making it small? There's only 2 people. That's right. Next time, I'm going to try to remember to actually turn on my camera. But that's cool. Hopefully this one's still going. It looks like I'm Ustream Live here. Okay, so here we have just milk, rice, and the vanilla extract, okay? Beautiful, set in there. I'll put this over here. So, now, a lot of people will throw stuff in it like raisins, okay? That's up to you, completely and totally up to you. I'm not going to do raisins. First of all, I'm not a fan of doing it with it. This is ground cinnamon, guys. Ground cinnamon goes in here. Ground cinnamon and a little bit of brown sugar. All right? Yes, a little bit. Oh, man, that brown sugar smells so good. Now, we're not just going to let it sit on top. We're going to mix it in. We're going to mix it in, but it doesn't have to be done over the heat. We're not trying to cook it. We want to find it. If you want to throw something else in, if you want to throw, the raisins, that's cool. If you don't, this is going to be fantastic. But I have cats around my feet, so I'm sorry, guys. Okay, so I changed the color. You can see that I changed the color because of the ingredients I've added, okay? I've changed the color a little bit. So, what else are we going to do with this? Well, right now, that's perfect. And this is all it's going to be. We're going to cover this, and we're going to throw it into our oven. 350 in the oven, 15 to 20 minutes. That's all you need. That is all you need, guys. Oven-safe dish, into the oven. The hard stuff is out of the way, guys. Woo, this goes into the oven. Now, let's work on what is going to be the next hardest dish we're going to work on? On our hash browns, guys. Okay, in this case, sweet potato hash browns, we need to peel these sweet potatoes, okay? Remember how we do this? Get all this stuff on the outside off. Perfect. Okay, be careful going around the edge. You don't want to cut off too much of the potato. But, hey, sometimes you can't help it. Okay? Sweet potato hash browns. Now, why are we using sweet potato instead of white potato? Well, first of all, we want to be a little different. Okay? We want to show that we have some creativity, don't we? And second of all, because sweet potatoes are already sweet, and everything we're doing today is going to have some kind of sweetness to it. Okay, we're making an egg sandwich with French toast. That's going to have some sweetness to it, right, guys? So, sweet potatoes. Now, how do we go from this sweet potato like this to a sweet potato hash brown? How do we do it, guys? That's very simple. You use your tools, oh my gosh, you hear that? I'll be right back. Oh my gosh, I heard that. Alright. I got to turn on this exhaust fan or else I'll kill myself. Sorry about that, guys. Y'all hear my fire alarm going off? It is very sensitive. Okay, this is called a mandolin. So if you have a mandolin, okay, it usually comes with something to protect your hands with. If you have a mandolin, you can always use a mandolin. The first couple you may not need to protect your hands with, so that's cool. And you can always do this. Okay, and this is what it comes out like. Alright? Isn't that nice? That's beautiful, isn't it? Alright. Now, if you don't have a mandolin, or if you're not going to use your mandolin for whatever reason, here, let me get, sometimes mandolins do not cooperate. You're supposed to get this, you're supposed to push in like that, and then you're supposed to be able to do this. Da-da-da. Like this. And you protected your fingers and you got a bunch of hash browns, right? Okay, so if you don't have a mandolin and you're still trying to do this, how would you do it, guys? Use your box grater. Okay? Box grater. Not as safe for the hands, but basically going to give you the same kind of cut here. Alright. Look at this. This is a little different. It's a little different cut, but if you don't have a mandolin, use a box grater. That's fine. I have a mandolin, and guess what I'm going to do? I'm going to go back to using my mandolin. Okay, listen to the mandolin ring. Yes, I forgot who sings it, but somebody sings a song like that, and I don't really believe it was about this kind of mandolin. I think it's about like the musical instrument, but still. Okay, either way, you know what? is like dinner in a shovel. Okay, there you go. Beautiful. Now you're saying, okay, so let's just throw that on there and hash it up. Well, that's not how we do things here, is it, guys? No, it's not. What are we going to do with it? We're going to spray it down a little bit. We want to spray it down a little bit. This is just a little olive oil spray. Okay? We're going to spray it down a little bit. Boop, 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 boop. Get that in there. And then, while we're cutting up some veggies to go in there, we're going to drop it into this. This is flour. Nothing else but flour. Oh, okay. Nothing but flour. Well, why don't we add a little bit of salt to our flour? Perfect. A little bit of our pepper. Yes. Okay, so you guys over here are wondering what I'm doing over there? I'm live over there, and I'm taping over here, and that's all that's going on here. Salt, pepper, flour. Okay? We sprayed it down a little bit. We sprayed it down so that it'll hold on to the flour, and sort of just like that. Mix it up a little bit. Oh, beautiful. What we don't want is for it to clump too much in the flour. We don't want the clumpy flour. Like that. Okay? We want it to look just the way it does right there. Look at that. Beautiful individual. Beautiful and individual. All right. Now, let's cut up a couple of things that are going to go in there. Right? First thing we're going to cut up, we're going to get some jalapeno in there. Remember, if you don't like jalapeno all over your fingers, you better use a glove. And if you don't use a glove, don't go to your nose or your eyes, because then you will be hurting for the rest of the evening, if not the rest of the week. Okay. Simple. And then, you see that, guys? And then simple some more. Okay, that's it. That's all our jalapeno I need to put in there. What else am I going to put in there? I've already got some mushrooms that are a little bit, that are already cut. So I'm going to put some mushrooms in here. Now, you can do two things with the mushrooms. You can leave them whole the way they are. These are already cut, but they're still pretty big slices. Right? They're still pretty big slices. So you can do that, or you can do this. And just chop it up and slice them up just a little bit more so that you have mushroom pieces in here. Now, remember, let's put that in here. Oh, how beautiful is that, guys? All right, so now, let's spray it down just a little bit more. Spray it just a little bit more. We're not trying to clump it up. We just want to get everything together. Now, before I put it on, let me turn you guys so you can see what's going to happen. We're back over here to the stove, to the work area. You see it? This is hot. Okay, I have it on. In fact, I'm going to turn it down. I'm turning the front and the back. I've turned them down a little lower. Now let me move you over here. Dun, 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 dun. Here you go. Now, you're going to be able to see it too, hopefully. You're able to see it. Now, do I need a little bit of spray on here? Yes. But look what happens when I do that. Look at that. You see that? So you guys be careful. The better thing to do is to put this down first. Okay? Let's put this down first. Like that. And then spray it. There you go. All right. You see how that works? Now, if you don't think that it's going to have enough salt from what you put in there, or if you didn't want to put salt in your flour, throw a little bit more on. Don't be afraid of the pepper. Throw a little bit more on. And now, if you've ever gone to one of my favorite places to eat, which is not healthy for you, the Waffle House, then you'll see that all they do is throw their hash browns. You know, this would be like capped and what do they call for jalapenos? Capped and what? I forgot. I think tomatoes are diced. So we're just gonna cook it like this. We're just gonna let them cook just like this. Okay? You see how we turned it over? Okay? Now you're gonna say, okay, you turned it over and there's no oil on there. So guess what you get to do again? Spray it. Why am I not just putting a whole bunch of oil sitting in here? Because all that oil is going to go around to the outside edges. It's going to sit there and just burn and burn and burn. And what I want to do is make it work only on the food. That's why we're doing it this way. All right, so now let's go back to our work area. I'm going to let that cook on one side. Here's our work area. So hash browns are only one part of this meal. The rice pudding is another part of the meal. But what is the main part of this meal, guys? That's right. The main part of this meal is going to be the French toast, and the egg sandwich, okay? The French toast to make for the egg sandwich. So why don't we do that, because the eggs are going to be real quick to cook, okay? Now, you can use any bread you want. When you're making a French toast, you're actually dipping the bread into, an egg mixture. So if you're using a very fresh bread, it's just going to fall apart on you. So don't use bread that's extra fresh. This bread we bought Saturday at the farmer's market, it's called challah bread. It's spelled with a CH. Okay, it's spelled with a CH, C-H-A-L-L-A. Okay, but it's pronounced challah. Challah. So you don't want to go too thick, but you don't want to go too thin, guys. This is beautiful sweet bread already. It's got a great sweetness to it. It's one of my favorite kinds of bread, artisan breads. So that's all you want. Nice, thin slice. Beautifully done. We're going to leave the challah bread right there. Oh, it's a wonderful bread, and you guys will really enjoy it if you go find some somewhere. All right, so our hash browns are cooking, our rice pudding is cooking, but let's get our mixture together. All right, most people do the same thing for French toast. You're going to throw a couple of eggs into a bowl, okay? Ooh, one egg. I'll put it back in here. I don't like to do it, but I'll do it. 2 eggs. Woo! Yeah, there you go, baby. 1 egg, 2 egg, red egg, blue egg, or something like that. Dr. Seuss in the kitchen. No, he was a very talented writer. Okay, I'm just flipping these hash browns a little bit. Why am I flipping them? Well, it's time to get the other side browned a little bit, and this way they'll be off of my griddle here in a few seconds. Remember, when you flip it, if you think one side is still too dry and it didn't toast enough, do not be afraid to spray some more. We're not putting a bunch of oil on here. We're just spraying it down so that it can get the work done that we want it to do. All right, our egg is there, ready to go. Where's my whisk? My whisk is right here. Okay, we're going to whisk it. A little bit of egg. We do need a little bit of milk. What did I do with my milk, guys? Okay, let's do a little vanilla. Okay. Little vanilla. That's going to give us a little bit more sweetness than you think. And now we need... Oh, here's my milk. Look at this. Here's my milk. Let's throw a little milk in here. Okay. Now, basically this is all we're doing to make our French toast. Okay? Now, what you're saying is, why are we going to use something so sweet for an egg sandwich? Well, if you don't want to keep it this sweet, and I understand why you wouldn't, our egg is going to be if you don't want to keep it this sweet, that's fine. Let's change it up a little bit. We added vanilla, but that doesn't mean we cannot add other kinds of spices. And one of the better ones to add would be a little bit of garlic powder, a little bit of onion powder. All right? So now you took your sweet and you're mixing it with a little bit of heat here. And garlic and onion powder. Now, that is going to change the taste of our bread, which will make it more savory than sweet. And savory is going to be good. Okay, so now that we have that done, all you do is soak your bread in here, right? Soak your bread on both sides just like that. Make sure it gets it. Good. So, while the bread is soaking, I'm going to turn you guys around again so you can see my work area. Again, this is what happens when there's only one of us to do all the production and everything else. You get to bounce around. You get a flying camera. Flying camera! Look at that. Beautiful. Oh my gosh. You see the way that looks? Those hash browns? You tell me you wouldn't want to eat those things. Alright. So, what do we need to put right here, guys? We're going to put it directly on there? No. No, 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 no. We're going to do this. But you see how hot it already is, right? But we still need a little bit of oil. We need something right there. There goes our first one. Woo! And here goes our second one. There you go. There's only 2 of us. I'll be making 2 sandwiches. I'll do the second sandwich later. Right now, is a good time to do this. Boop, 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 boop. Boop, boop, boop. Look at that. Beautiful. Okay, let it cook on one side, let it cook on the other. There you go. Where's my thing? Let's flip this thing over. Oh my gosh. That smells so good. Look how good it looks too. Why does it look this good? Because we are not afraid to be spraying it down. We're not putting oil and letting it sit in oil, but we're not sitting here letting it do nothing either. Okay? We're not afraid to spray it down. Now, yeah, it's a lot on here, and you know, you got to be careful. If you don't have this and you're going to make it in one of these, you won't have as much issue, but you won't have as much fun either. Because, well, this is a lot of fun. Believe me. Okay. Now, oh, look at that. And look at that. You see the way the bread is cooking up right there? You see that, guys? Can you see the way the bread is cooking? Look at that. Wow. Doesn't that look great? We don't want to leave the bread on too long. But we're also ready to go get the eggs started. Okay? We're also ready to get the eggs started. So, the bread is here. I'm going to cook the back side of that bread. Let's move over here and look at our egg mix again. Let's see what we're going to do with our eggs. Which means I have to move the camera one more time. Move the camera. If you guys are still with me live, and I hope you are, this is coming out wonderful, guys. The smell is fantastic in here. Okay, now, I did say we're going to make a bacon and egg sandwich. One of the things, if you weren't with me last week, if you haven't seen my last week's video, the video for the first season, one of the things is we have gone vegetarian, not vegan, vegetarian in the house. So, this is actually vegetarian bacon, which really is a horrible thing to think about, okay? But it is vegetarian bacon. If you're using regular bacon, and trust me, I would love to use regular bacon. If you're using regular bacon, this is how I think you should do bacon and eggs, okay? We're not trying to make a sandwich that comes out of some fast food place. We're trying to make a sandwich that's going to be easier for us to handle, yet still savory and good to eat. I'm working on the bread and the stuff over here, guys. So, in case you're wondering where I went to, this is where I am. So that's why I believe when you're doing this, go ahead and cut the bacon up. Chop the bacon up. I'm even going to chop it up even though it's not real bacon. Okay? Chop up the bacon. Chop up the bacon so that while you're cooking it, and you're going to cook this first before you cook the eggs, then it cooks really fast. You don't have to worry about a whole skillet. Oh, let me get this. I got to take the bread off. I'm going to take the bread off, okay? I'm taking the toast off right here. Okay? So here's our toast. Here is our toast. It looks beautiful. It looks beautiful. Okay. So what we're going to do, because this doesn't have any grease in it, but your bacon, if you're using regular bacon, it will. But what I'm going to do, I'm going to throw this on here so it can heat up. In your case, throw it on there so it can actually cook all the way through. Okay? Now, your egg sandwich, you put in whatever you want. Whether you want onions, if you want mushrooms, just like you did. I'm going to throw in a couple of jalapenos just because I love jalapeno. Okay? And whatever else you like on your egg sandwiches, guys. Okay? Including, but not limited to, but including some kind of cheese. So I'm going to throw jalapeno and cheese. I'm going to leave out the mushrooms. So the jalapenos are going to go in with the bacon right now. If you have regular bacon and you have all this oil burning off of it, it's going to cook up the jalapenos really nice and you're going to be really thrilled. So that's what it looks like right there. That's what it looks like right there. Now you see, I still have, as you can see, I still have the hash browns going right here. They're still on, they're still going, because I have it on a low temperature, and all I'm trying to do is cook them through and fry them up a little bit. Okay, there you go. This is also on a low temperature, but it's high enough that everything's getting hot on it right now. So, let's do that and that. All right. Now, let's get a couple of eggs. A couple of more eggs. And we're going to go ahead and just break the eggs over this right here. Just break the eggs over directly, okay, guys? Break the eggs. 1 egg. 2 eggs. There you go. Very simple. I'm turning it even lower because I don't need it that high. I'll turn on the back ones a little higher. Right now is a good time to salt and pepper those eggs right there. Let's cook up those eggs. Now, we've got our hash browns, we've got our bread ready, and guess what? The rice has been in here for the 20 minutes. I'm turning off the rice. It's actually been here for about 20 minutes almost. I think that's how long we've been filming, yeah. So, alright. So, we have bacon and eggs and jalapeno right here. Look at this. Doesn't this look wonderful? Just flip it over. Flip it over. Let's break that yolk right there. Okay? Once again. Now, if you wanted to, like for us, what we end up doing is, because we don't want to use so much egg, we do that and then we throw some egg white, egg beater white, stuff like that. You know, fake egg, or not fake eggs, it's made out of egg white. You know, the stuff that comes in a carton. And you can always throw it in there and add to the egg that way. That's what we end up doing, so we actually don't use as many egg yolks. Alright, now we're going to be ready to serve this, so I need to get something to serve it on. Alright. Now, I'm going to have you guys watch me put this together. So, okay, you see this? This looks great. It's done. Bacon and eggs on this side. Hash browns on that side. The French toast is made. And so is the rice pudding. Perfectly done. Look at that. That's great, isn't it? So, why don't we go back to the work area, guys? Now, I know the work area looks a little messy to you all, but trust me. When I turn off the cameras, I've got a lot of work ahead of me. I'm going to clean it all up. It's going to look good. All right. So, here we are. Look at the toast. Okay, oops, let me get my other camera over here. Come on, work area camera, come on. There you go. All right, so here we are. Look at this. Look at the toast, guys. Isn't that beautiful? Isn't that beautiful? Look at it, both sides of that. Perfectly done right there. Okay? So, let's do this. I haven't put any cheese on there, but I'm going to put cheese on here. This happens to be mozzarella. You guys use any cheese you want. Monterey Jack would work great. I like the mozzarella is going to work really well. Trust me. Any kind of any kind of cheddar would work. Okay. Look at this. Now we just cut the eggs that were over there. We cut it in half to make it fit on there. Look at that. And we put the other one on here. Now, if you're serving this to somebody, when you're serving this to somebody, and you will, that's the whole purpose of this. It's okay to cut it in half using a bread knife, please. The proper knife, not a chef knife. If you try to do that with a chef knife, you're going to squeeze everything there, and it's going to look horrible. The bread knife keeps it nice and pretty, just like that. Look at that. Isn't that beautiful? Isn't that beautiful? Just like that. Okay. We're going to put that here. Let's get ourselves some hash browns. Okay. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Look at that. Look at our beautiful hash browns. Now, you see what that looks like? Hash browns. Look at those hash browns, guys. They've been on there cooking all this time. You see that? Now, there you go. Bacon and egg, French toast sandwich, hash browns. Are we done? No. As a matter of fact, we're not done. So, while I get out the hot pads and get my rice pudding out so you can see my beautiful rice pudding, I'm going to leave that there so you guys can look at that while I do this. Remember, I put it in a oven-proof container, but that doesn't mean it's not getting hot. So I need something to put it on, and then I need something to serve it into. Okay? Now, yeah, I guess you could put it onto your plate directly, but I wouldn't. Ooh, almost hurt myself there. Wow. It's hot, but it's beautiful. Let's get a... here we are. Here we are. This is what we're going to serve it into. All right. Let me make sure this is clean. It is. That's nice. Now, we're going to serve it into a nice little glass, and it's going to go right here next to everything else. Why don't we get ourselves a small little... Don't I have a small scoop, guys? I don't. Okay, watch this. Watch this. Do you see this, guys? Look at this. Right? Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Look at that right there, guys. Look at that. Oh, gorgeous rice pudding. Delicious rice pudding. This, guys, is a beautiful, beautiful BRINNER right there. Alright? That's beautiful BRINNER. French toast, which we made savory, not too sweet, but savory. Bacon and eggs with the jalapeno. We put cheese on there. We made our sweet potato hash browns with jalapenos and mushrooms. Right? Okay, we used challah bread. And this is rice pudding. Beautifully done, guys. Thank you all. Let me do this way first, and I'll come back to you. Thank you, guys. Okay, love you all. Peace and love. Peace and love. Thank you all for this. I hope you all enjoyed the food. I hope you enjoy. Look at that picture. Look at that picture. Where's my picture? Ooh, look at it. There you are. This is hard to do. Okay. Guys, we'll see y'all later. Love you guys. Chef Mick, cooking for the boys live. If you know how to cook, you can marry for looks.